This was in the mid-70s, and it was when all the social issue story kind of coverage was really big. I remember when I was a reporter there, I did a story on strippers, and which really garnered some very interesting letters to the editor. But the story that we were trying to get at was who they were and why they did it, and so I would actually go to strip clubs, and which is really the kind of people that hang out in strip clubs aren't the kind of people I usually hang out with. So it was real interesting. And we talked to the people that hired these girls, and they were all girls, all very, very young. A lot of them had children, and they were just making a living. They were just making a living, basically. And it was just a fascinating story, and I just wanted the readers to see that, I'm sorry, these women aren't sex addicts. They're not, I didn't know that when I went into it, but that was a story I did. This is a problem I have with women journalists. I heard women say, when I got into journalism, thank goodness I didn't have to work in the women's department. I maintain that if everybody had had to work in the women's department, and the women's department would have grown the way it did grow, that newspapers wouldn't be in the predicament they are now. But every time I hear that, I cringe, and I said, well, but it took some really strong women, and when I was first in the business, the real strong women that we looked at had started in the women's department and went on to be publishers and stuff, and they brought that sensibility, a different kind of sensibility. So it really, that's one of the things that really gets my fur on the back of my neck. But because these are the sections that started writing about the social issues when those guys on the front page wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole, because they were about women and children and families and stuff. I never wanted to be the editor of a paper because I really, and again, I think it goes back to I'm good at seeing the big picture, but I really wanted to focus on the content and the writing and what was actually, I loved working with reporters, I loved working with story ideas, I loved developing story ideas or packages and stuff. I loved doing that. And you didn't get to do that when you were an editor. You had to go to meetings, and you had to go to the Chamber of Commerce and smile a lot, and you had, and then you had to just spend all your time putting out fires and dealing with people that were just idiots. And I just did not want to do that. I never aspired to doing that. Never.